Today I thought I would share with you exactly how I make my vegan salmon sandwich. I know I've tweeted it out before, I've tweeted out the recipe, but I just thought I would go over how you can use a can of chickpeas, some mayonnaise, relish, and an onion to make a really tasty vegan version of a tuna fish or salmon sandwich. So let's get to it. So the first thing I do is, after I rinse my can of chickpeas, is I start to mash them up by hand with a hand masher. You know, like what you mash up some potatoes with. It's not easy. Chickpeas are definitely, harder than boiled potatoes. But if you try blending this, it's difficult, and if you added enough moisture so that it was possible, well, then it would become, something like hummus. And so you'll see by the time we're done here, it really does take on the texture of, something like tuna fish or salmon. So there you go. We have a texture that kind of looks and feels like tuna fish. But how do you actually make chickpeas taste like a tuna fish sandwich? Well, I'm going to show you that right now. Now, when you think about the taste of the classic tuna fish sandwich, it's really about the stuff you put in the tuna fish, like mayonnaise. So for vegans, we can use veganese. Now, I like a lot of veganese or mayonnaise, back when I ate mayonnaise. So I put in, for 1 can of chickpeas, I put in 2 large tablespoons of veganese. But next, either you can chop up a pickle, or if you're pressed for time, you can just scoop in a couple of teaspoons, heaping teaspoons of relish. After that comes, I think, one of the most subtle ingredients, but most important, and that is some finely chopped onion. So for this amount, 1 can of chickpeas, I would actually use 1/8 of a medium-sized onion. And then I would set about chopping that onion up really fine. After you add in the onion, it's time to mix it all up. And I always find that as I mix it up, it seems like it's pretty dry and I'll need to add more veganese, but just keep mixing and you may just find you have enough veganese. The issue is, if you put too much veganese in, well, you can't take it back out, but you could always add more if you think you need more later. And then I usually add some salt and pepper. I find that's pretty necessary for a tasty tuna fish or salmon sandwich. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how you can make this look a little bit more like a salmon sandwich. So there we have a pretty good looking and pretty tasty vegan tuna sandwich. Now, if you'd like to make this into a vegan salmon sandwich, it's really simple. All you have to do is add a couple of tablespoons, not very much, just a couple of tablespoons of spaghetti sauce. Now, if we mix that spaghetti sauce in with our chickpea, veganese, relish and onion mixture, it hardly really doesn't add much to the flavor, I suppose. It adds a little, but you won't recognize it as spaghetti sauce. really it's more affecting the color. And you'll see here, it really does start to look like a salmon sandwich. Now, like I said before, I like a lot of veganaise, so I will spread some veganaise on the bread as well. And if I'm packing this for a lunch that will be eaten later, I will toast the bread so that it's firmer and it doesn't tend to get all mushy from the vegan salmon mixture. Now you top that with some lettuce and you've got yourself a really nice vegan salmon sandwich. And there you go, all packed up, ready for my vegan son to take to school with him. Now, in case you're wondering, why not just eat a real tuna sandwich? Take a look at the top 10 reasons to not eat tuna on the PETA website. And if you're brave enough, and if you have Netflix, take a look at the documentary film Seaspiracy. It is a real eye-opener, to say the least. I'll leave links to those 2 resources in the notes below. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button, leave me a comment. And hey, if you want to see more videos on sustainable living, hit the subscribe button. Or don't, either way, I'm good. It's all good.